Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Ash and I am here with a review for Shield King on Xbox. Now this released on the 18th of July 2024. It's developed and published by Aphil Games and I was looking to present a copy for this video review, so huge thank you to them for that. Now this is a action survival game set in a world where you play as this guy who's stuck on top of a building. The world's turned to basically shit. There's zombies, there's monsters everywhere, and it's up to you to survive until you get helicopter sort of evacuation. Now the only problem is you're stuck on this roof and all you've got is a trash can lid. So what you've got to do is use your trash can lid and basically blast your way into your enemies, doing damage and avoiding being hit by them. Once you've defeated all the enemies, you'll get airlifted out of there and you'll move on to the next level. Now, it's quite a fun little game, this. It's one of those weird sort of like wave shooters, but without the shooting. So all you've got is a sort of boost button and you've got your shield. So you point your shield in one direction and you hit your enemy, then you have to recharge your meter up to hit them again. Every time you hit them you do damage and knock them back and stuff like that. Now you also have a sprint button which you can use to run around. That does deplete your sort of stamina bar, which means you then can't like ram into the enemies as easy. Now, one thing you do have to worry about on this game is falling off the roof. I kept forgetting about it and I'd fall off the bottom of the screen all the time. The game itself is simple and it sounds pretty boring, like, oh, you just bash into people, but it does get pretty interesting later on. So you'll eventually start to pick up these vials. You can equip 3 of them at once to your sort of hotbar from your inventory. These vials can be used for like increasing your health, increasing the money you get, increasing your XP, or giving you special abilities like dropping like freeze pads which slow enemies down, or hitting them with lightning and stuff like that. So using them in a tight spot is really ideal. However, I will say I ended up with so many I had to just use them whether I wanted to use them or not because I was filling my inventory. Now you'll get money, and every sort of 10 levels or so you'll be able to go to the market and purchase upgrades for your current shield or buy brand new shields which do more damage. You can also unlock gems, and you get these gems from defeating enemies, and these can be used to purchase better items or upgrades and stuff like that. And you can also combine lesser gems into better gems. So if you get like 10 of the basic gem, you can then convert a couple of them into the next gem up and stuff like that, depending on what you need. Now the game gets progressively more difficult as you progress through the levels. You'll get more and more enemies on screen, different types. They start off as just zombies, you end up with flying ones, these toads and stuff like that. You'll then end up with multiple buildings. You'll move from building to building before being picked up. There's also all sorts of power-ups and everything, and generally just a bit of madness ensues. Like, you've got to sort of run around, not get killed, batter these zombies, but also trying to hit them in a way that you can sort of not get stuck in the middle of them. That's how to master this game, because if you boost into them incorrectly, you'll then end up in the middle and they'll just absolutely wreck you. Now, you have a few bars of health. Once they've used them all up, you'll die and you have to restart that level. Like I say, you do have these vials that can refill your health if you pick them up. And I'd say at most I had to replay a few levels a couple of times. Now there's also like bosses in there as well, where they're like bigger enemies and stuff, which are quite cool. And all in all, it's a fun little game. Graphically, it's this bright and colourful like 2D sprites. The soundtrack's fine as well, a bit repetitive, but it does the job. And all in all, it's a fun few little hours worth of gameplay. Now, it's also very easy for the achievements as well. They're very straightforward. You can probably pick up all the achievements in about an hour, depending on how skilled you are at the game. Also, some of the achievements are like total base. It's like kill so many of this enemy. So even if you do die, you can eventually rack those kills up and get those achievements without having to progress too much into the game. Now on Xbox, it's priced at £4.19, playable on Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S consoles, with it being optimised for Series X and S as well. So check it out. It's a fun little sort of, I want to say like a bullet hell-esque game, but without the bullets in sense that of them coming at you. But it's a fun little wave survival game with tons of enemies on screen getting progressively more difficult. And a nice little twist on the sort of weapons you would normally use in this type of game. But hit that like button, guys, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.